Whew, all right. Good morning, my beloved.
Good morning.
You know, one of the things that aggravates me the most, but I realize I need more than anything?
Exercise.
Oh, we got jokes, huh? Yeah. Yeah, well, I do need that as well. But I was going to say accountability.
Oh.
But you know what? That could actually kind of be tied into exercise as well. Because if I had more accountability with my exercise, maybe I could get rid of this little half a spare tire I got going around my tummy. But we're not talking about exercises. We're talking about entrepreneurship, wealth building, that kind of thing. And one of the key features of becoming successful, I believe, is having some type of accountability.
Okay. Well, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about that because I have my own too.
Oh, well, good. No need to be curious any longer because we're about to get this thing started. Let's go.
This is Mikel-Claire.
And this is Trey.
And we are the couple of entrepreneurs. We're here to share with you our journey of successes and setbacks as we enter the world of entrepreneurship now that we no longer have 9-to-5s due to the new normal of the world and the pandemic.
Join us as we race the clock to start earning money, gain consistency, and overcome self-doubts and uncertainty as we search for our voices and obtain personal and financial growth. All right, so accountability. It's almost like one of those words that feels like somebody's pointing their finger at you and being like, how come you didn't get this done? Accountability to me sounds like nagging almost. You know, it sounds like your mama waking you up in the middle of not in the middle of the night, but early in the morning telling you to take the trash out because you forgot or something. It's not a pleasant word. I can't think of anything pleasant behind accountability.
I never looked at it that way, but I guess it can seem like the nagging spouse, kind of.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
So why do you think you need it then?
Well, you need it because just like your mama waking you up at 6 a.m. in the morning to make sure you go take the trash out because you didn't, it benefits everybody. Now the house doesn't smell like trash. Or you don't have to worry about trash overflowing because the garbage man actually came and picked it up because your mama held you accountable. It gets things done. And I think that's why people feel some kind of way about it sometimes. Like, are you a fan of accountability?
I think it depends on my mood, but I think it's extremely advantageous when you are trying to get things done.
I certainly see its purpose. Like, for me, I understand that it can add fuel to your fire because there's somebody that's always kind of like pushing you when they hold you accountable. And it gives more of a feeling of purpose for the things that you're doing because somebody is constantly reminding you that this is what you're doing.
Do you think that's beneficial?
Well, that's why we're here. I don't know, because to me it feels like nagging and just like, get off my back. This is my business. This is my life. Leave me alone. Let me live it and do it the way that I want.
So what's the benefit then? What is the actual benefit in entrepreneurship of having someone or something to hold you accountable?
All of us want to be considered adults, but many of us don't want to act like adults. Many of us want to act like children and want to just do what it is that we want to do when we want to. And a lot of times when that happens is things don't get done. And if they do get done, they don't get done on time or correctly. You need somebody to show you where you're messing up. You are the best accountability coach I have ever had when it comes to fitness because it's every morning you have that smile on your face. Are you ready to run and jump and sweat? And every piece of my soul wants to mush you. But I love you, and of course I'm not going to mush you, but I know that if you weren't there perky and chipper and with your smile on your face and making me hit play, I wouldn't be enjoying the pleasures of this magnificent body that I'm showing in front of you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Accountability.
Accountability, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, accountability. It helps give me my swag.
Oh my gosh. So, because you think it's so valuable, are there methods that you feel that create the greatest sense of accountability for you?
Yeah, there's a few. Accountability is everywhere. It's not one of those things where I can't, there's nobody wants to help me. my blanket's wet.
Okay, Linus.
There's accountability everywhere. And here's just a few. Let's go to the easiest way to find accountability. Social media. And you're looking at me like, how's that's gonna work? Okay. Well, we'll use Facebook groups as an example. Not Facebook, not regular old Facebook. If you're trying to stalk somebody or see what your boss is doing or whatever it is, I'm not talking about that kind of Facebook. I'm talking about a Facebook group where there's other like-minded individuals that are trying to achieve the same thing that you're trying to achieve. That type of Facebooking. When you go into these groups and you say, hey, fellow underwater basket weavers, I'm a underwater basket weaver too, and I want to make an underwater basket of a dragon. And you can say, I need to have this done in 30 days. Can somebody help hold me accountable? More than likely, you can find somebody that'll hold you accountable because they understand and enjoy underwater basket weaving as much as you do. And they probably want to see you do well, because if you do well and you help them, starting up a whole brand new relationship within that subculture and that niche that you love. So now you got an ally. How do you feel about meeting people in groups in real life, especially now that COVID is around?
I was about to say, I'm not meeting any groups of people right now because of the pandemic. So I was about to look at you with the serious side eye. You trying to send me out to get some COVID in our lives?
No, not at all. Of course not. I mean, I'd much rather you do the Facebook group than sit with 3 masks in some stank public library talking about underwater basket weaving.
I know there's probably like Zoom meetups and things like that.
Exactly.
So I understand what you're saying, but I had to give you a little bit of trouble.
That's right.
That's part of my job. I definitely think that the Zoom meetups or, however they're able to facilitate meeting up with other people at this point in time, I think they're extremely beneficial for accountability. There's something about looking somebody in their eye and telling them what it is that you've accomplished.
Yeah.
There is something about that. So I think that actually adds a whole other element to being accountable than, say, the Facebook groups, which I completely agree that they are absolutely valuable as well. But having to look somebody in their face and either be honest about what you've completed or lie about what you've completed is definitely a great way to see if you've been accountable.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you feel that way, because I'm curious as to how you feel about coaching, or even more specific, finding a mentor. And then how does that even work in this new age of COVID? Would you get a coach or a mentor?
So let's go back to what you said about exercising. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's kind of easier to listen to someone outside of who you know personally tell you to do something or ask you to do something than it is to have your significant other tell you or ask you to do something, because you can kind of take it personally, or you can say, well, I don't want to listen to him, he don't know what he's talking about. But as a coach, you feel like, oh, okay, they're coming from a different place, which really they're not. But sometimes it's just easier for you to take like criticism or things like that from them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to put a little bookmark on that, because I think we're going to come back to that regarding accountability with family. I think that there could be other ways as well. If Facebook groups aren't your thing, if you're too shy, or you don't feel you're ready to have a coach or a mentor, and you're not really trying to go out and meet people because of COVID, I think that there's another way, and that's journaling. Making this book or pamphlet or iPhone notes pad or whatever it is that you use to record your progress, have that hold you accountable by writing goals and putting dates within that journal or that notes application or whatever it is. I think that we can use technology and or the old school regular old pen and pad notebooks to keep you accountable.
That's definitely true. As you're telling that story, I can just hear in my head, hey, Google, set a reminder for me to get that paper done by 4:00 this afternoon.
Exactly.
So other than journaling, Facebook groups, are there any other like platforms or online platforms that you feel like are good accountability partners?
Well, I'm actually glad you said that because I've got one more in the chamber for you, but baby, I got one more. And that is the platform that we are currently using right now and that we are using as an experiment to ourselves and to you. And that is podcasting, putting ourselves on a public platform to have accountability by the masses. I think it's, on paper at least, it sounds like a great idea because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of you all. I don't get me wrong. I'm totally able and willing to make mistakes and fail through the process because you cannot find success with this without failure. But I don't want to be lazy in front of you all. The pressure of getting the podcast out and worrying about how people are expecting us to keep showing the process is a big piece of accountability for me.
Definitely. This podcast has held me accountable, even if it's figuring out what the podcast is going to be about for the day. So that holds me accountable, making sure that we have good conversation, making sure that we know what we're going to be talking about. All of those things hold me accountable. And then if I know, say I said, I told you yesterday about this cake I have to make. So that holds me accountable in other ways for other things that I'm doing as well, which has been very interesting. So podcasting has definitely created a whole other level of accountability for us.
Yeah, it's the power of declaration. Going out and screaming from your rooftop, I'm going to be a NASCAR driver, if that's what you want to be. I don't know why anybody want to be a NASCAR driver. I don't know. It was the first thing that popped up. But if you if you're looking for a public forum of accountability, then make a declaration. Make a declaration on Instagram or on your Facebook and just say, I'm going to make $10,000 in the next couple of months, and just put it out there. You'll be surprised of what that pressure can do for you.
One time I posted about starting a certain exercise program. And I think this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even remember how long ago, but I put it out there. I was like, in order to hold myself accountable to this exercise program, I am going to put out there that I am starting it today. And now I don't know if I completed that particular one or not, but I do remember at least feeling that would be some sort of way to hold myself accountable. So that's interesting. That the pressures of other people make you rise to the occasion sometimes.
Yeah, we're social creatures by nature. So there's something in us that doesn't want to disappoint the masses.
I know we're talking about disappointing the masses, but what about family? How do you feel about family holding you accountable and creating that sense of possible disappointment to them?
I might be in the minority on this, but I'm not as big of a proponent of family being the people to hold you accountable. And I know that sounds a little wonky.
So I can stop doing that then?
No, by no means. I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Hold on, give me a second. Let me plead my case.
All right. Continue.
Okay, hear me out. I say that because family and your very close friends love you. There's a part of them that doesn't want to disappoint you. And they'll say things to put a smile on your face, but those things may not necessarily help you. For example, let's just say you're a clothes designer and you've created a brand new dress or whatever it is, and it's ugly, it's shoddy craftsmanship, it looks cheap. Your friends and family aren't going to really tell you that ultimate truth. Whereas somebody that you don't know, like a coach or a mentor, or if you take a picture of and put it in a Facebook group, You'll know because if it's a Facebook group, because you won't get any comments. Nobody's going to say anything. And then you'll know. You'll be like, maybe this isn't that good. You know, your coach who doesn't have a real emotional connection to you and is just there to help you get things done. It'll be like, nah, are you kidding me? Look at the stitching in this. This is horrible. Why'd you pick that color? Who in the world told you to pick that fabric? Your friends and family, they're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's cool. You know, it's nice. They're not going to tell you what you need. They're either going to try to evade the comment because it makes everybody uncomfortable, or they're not going to tell you the truth at all. So for me, friends and family is a last case scenario, unless you have what I call those unicorn friends that are going to really tell you what's up. Our son is a perfect example of that.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Our son is practically heartless. He's like an assassin. He's a ninja of truth. You know, you can put something out there and you'll feel happy and joyous about it, and he gives you what you need. And he'll be like, yeah, I mean, you might be skipping around thinking this is the world's greatest thing, but I'm not feeling it.
Perfect example. In my cake business, I go to my son first and foremost to critique any design, any flavors. He is my go-to because I know without a shadow of a doubt, he will say, that needs some more sugar. He will say, what is this right here on that cake? What purpose does that serve? And I'm like, okay, but you know what? That's what we need because it makes us better.
Exactly.
On another note, I think for me, there are people in our family, there can be people in our family that can be extremely honest with us.
Okay.
In regard to whatever product or we're putting out or whatever we need to be held accountable for. In regard to the ugly dress, maybe you might not say, and when I say you, I mean you, Trey. You may not say, hey, that's an ugly dress, but you'll say, maybe let's try another one, or let's go with, let's look in the closet and find something else. So I think there are ways to hear what they're saying, even if they're not brutally honest. If you know them, you'll know what they're saying to you. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I still don't trust family. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now, I'm not holding you accountable no longer.
I just don't trust family with accountability. I love family. Of course I love family. Just the accountability. I know because it's coming from a good place. My family loves me and they don't want to see me, pained.
Well, do you think that it's you not thinking that they'll hold you accountable, or is it that you don't want to hear what they have to say?
It's probably because I don't want to hear what they got to say.
That's what it is. I think it's more you.
I didn't say ego didn't play a part in it.
Sorry, I tickled myself with that one.
Oh, all right. So to close this out a little bit, is there anybody that you feel is exempt from accountability?
I do believe there are people that are exempt from having to have someone hold them accountable.
Well, defend yourself.
Order in the court, sir. Wait, hold on. Order in the court. Order in the court.
Order in the court.
But I do believe that there are those, as you like to call them, rare unicorns.
Okay.
Who are able to get their work done on their own. I mean, they're able to schedule out their time. And I guess a schedule is a form of accountability. Yeah. But they're able to schedule out their time and write down what they need to do and get it done. And not having to look over their shoulder and be like, hey, Susie, did I complete my task? They can actually do it on their own. Like I said, it's the rare people like that are so independent. But I think there's absolutely people out there that are capable of doing that.
But those people, do you feel that they could be even better if they had accountability along with that? It's just in me. I can do it myself. I don't need anyone.
Better is relative. Better is extremely relative. But of course, I mean, it does have a benefit, as we've said throughout the podcast. But I feel like there are those people that are able.
Okay. It's hard to disagree with that. You do have a point. But I do know this. I've got one more piece of accountability, and that is to get this high-intensity workout training that we have to do in the next couple of minutes. So I'm going to hold myself accountable like that unicorn you were talking about and put a pin in this.
Just for that, I'm going to pick the harder workout for today.
Oh, thank you all for tuning in, because we are the couple of entrepreneurs. If you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button so that you can get up to the minute details and updates regarding all of our new content. Check us out. Tell your friends. Tune in later.